Hello, darlings. Welcome to Brandon Lynette's TikTok. We're working on 10 things I know. Let's kind of stick with that relationship edition vibe, okay? Because I feel like it's something that a lot of people can relate to, okay? A little bit of housekeeping here. If you pop on here right now, if you see this video on your For You page, first of all, comment For You page. I want to know if I'm getting in the analytics, because I guess there is some strategic things we do for marketing to get eyes on us. Also, make sure you are subscribed to my Listen Bitch podcast, because tomorrow's episode I am talking about some really important promises to make yourself for greater happiness. We all want that peace. We want that joy. We want that, you know, just we just want to feel good, okay? And I assure you that it's nothing outside of yourself, not even those temporary moments of ridiculousness. You're not going to find happiness outside of you. So, we're doing the relationship edition, 10 things we're going to go through here. And this one is another one of those stay toxic revelations, okay? Because we're going to talk about emotional immaturity, okay? If you want to light your relationship on fire, if you want to burn that home down, if you want to tear up the foundation of everything you have, stay emotionally immature. In fact, if you want to just freeze up your entire life, any progress you could make, if you just want to stay exactly where the fuck you are, okay? Stay toxic without emotional immaturity. I did forget to say, you guys, if there's a red ring around my name, make sure you tune into that, okay? That's my live morning show. It's the morning show where we're putting on some makeup and we're talking shit, and I'm teaching you guys how to really utilize the grow rooms if you're looking for, live access, TikTok shop, digital marketing, creator rewards. Maybe you're new to TikTok. Well, that could happen here too. Who knows? It's the Brandon Show. But Dream Big Bitches, I'm Brandon Lynette, and I'm just happy you're here. Thanks for hanging out. If you get some value from the show, make sure you share it out. And then make sure you subscribe to my page, click the bell by my name, and I think we're gravy, baby. I think we're gravy. You could peep the website in my profile, sign up for love letters that I send out every day. But let's get back to that emotional immaturity, because that is the wall big wall in relationships. And if you guys don't know, I take old school notes, okay? So if you see me over here like this, it's because I have squirrel brain, and in order for me to keep my neurodivergent self in check, I need guidelines, okay? I need guidelines to rein me in, to bring me back to focus. And ooh, squirrel. No, just kidding. But okay, so the biggest barrier to a healthy relationship is emotional immaturity, okay? This means lack of self-awareness. And if you guys are struggling with, let's just say, the word narcissistic person, okay, and I'm going to tell y'all, you bitches here, most of the time when someone is accusing someone else of being narcissistic, it's a lot of their tendencies as well. And if you don't have the self-awareness to realize that we all have narcissistic tendencies, it's human. We all have the tendencies, okay? Some of us just don't go balls to the wall, ass crazy on them. But you have to admit, we all kind of have that. And if you're using it to your advantage and not hurting other people, that's a benefit. That is a bonus, okay? Doesn't have to be good or bad, but there is very toxic, narcissistic, stuck versions of relationships and people out there. And that lack of self-awareness is going to get you every single time. And then if you're playing this game of like hot and cold behavior, of like you're going to ice them out because you didn't get your way and you didn't listen to yesterday's show where I talk about you have to communicate, okay? Instead, you're going to do like the Cold War. I can't stand that shit. I will give you time to decompress, but if you're going to freeze up on me, I'm going to crack you with an ice pick, okay? That's what's going to happen. So you're going to fuck up your relationship every time if you just do that hot and cold shit because you don't get your way and you're manipulative. Passive aggressiveness is a big one. In fact, I do still catch myself, even especially as a parent, I will catch myself doing those things, okay? And I feel like when we have to be around people, part of that emotional maturity is to not lean into that passive aggressive. Like, it's a struggle for me to be around people that I have to be fake with. That's why I like the space I'm creating here. That's why I like my 9 a.m. morning show, because I just get to be me and it's not so exhausting. It's so hard to put on a face. It's so hard to like just not speak your truth and not lean into who you are and not set boundaries with the people around you. But another thing that's going to mess up your relationships, and I promise before you point the finger, I want you to check yourself. Okay. Step number 1 was the self-awareness. But another thing is going to be not taking ownership, not having that level of accountability. Okay. We point fingers, we blame people, and we do that. It's a toxic survival mode where we just point the finger everywhere else because then we don't have to look back at ourselves. But I promise you, it takes 2. Whether you're teaching them and training them how to treat you, maybe you did that. So take responsibility. Like, look, I let this slide before. I'm drawing a line here. I'm setting a boundary, and you stick with that. But you take responsibility for your part in that. Like, I made this okay for you to treat me like this. I made it okay for you to talk to me like this. It is no longer okay. You got to take massive responsibility. It doesn't even have to be with relationships. I'm talking about in your life overall. You can't blame anyone right now for where you are. You can't. Not any more or any less than you could give anybody credit for where you are. So I can't blame people in my past for hurting me unless I'm going to give them credit for my healing too, right? I don't give people credit for shit. So I'm not going to blame you. I will take massive responsibility here because nobody gets credit for the work I do. Okay? Nobody. That's my stuff, okay? That's part of my narcissism, is that it's mine and I own that. Take massive responsibility. Anyone who is refusing to have that deep conversation, red flag, red flag, red flag, okay? And I know guys are our guys. We love our guys. We need them, okay? If we want to continue procreating in the world, us ladies need the fellas, okay? So there's just got to be this level of understanding that you are his safe space now, okay? You've got to nurture him through that security to be open and have those tough conversations, you know? It is hard to help a guy open up into that dialogue of like, I feel, okay? I feel, because what is their first initial reaction? Kind of anger. I know my husband was angry a lot, and we got to the root of that with those deep conversations of like, look, it's that gentle reminder of like, I'm your safe space to land. I am not your enemy, okay? I am not on the opposite side of you. We're on the same team. So it's time to lean into that emotion of getting to the bottom of this, okay? You're not angry, you're hurt. You're hurt. And where does that hurt come from? And then we just have these conversations, and I have to do a check-in every once in a while because it's not his nature to want to have that conversation. But really, emotional immaturity in a relationship is your guy saying, I don't want to talk about this, you're crazy, why does it have to get so deep? They don't want to do that. That's a red flag, babe, okay? And I know some of us grab that shit and run with it because we think it's cute at first and we can save him. That's not how we operate anymore. But that hot and cold is also related to the frequent like lashing out and shutting down, okay? Stuff's not going right for you. Who do you end up taking it out on? Who are you taking it out on? Because it's not his fault that your boss is a dick, okay? So I want you just to check yourself with that incredible, you know, self-awareness of realizing, are you lashing out at the right person? Mind games and manipulation, okay? One of my greatest friends, he's actually on TikTok, you guys. He's really great. His name is Leo, the Oracle Leo. He's doing a really great show now where he's interviewing people. But he called me out one time. He was like, you're very manipulative. And that's not necessarily a bad trait if you use it correctly. But I was manipulative in that I was hurting people. And real friends are going to call you out on your shit like that. So are you being manipulative? Fuck yeah, you are. Bitch, because we are a smart, superior species, okay? So I know that there's some manipulation going on. Call yourself out. Hold yourself accountable. Get your shit together. Get your shit together. Stop justifying hurtful behavior. Don't do it. In fact, stop justifying anything. If someone has a problem, we don't justify it, okay? We want them to be heard. We want them to be felt and seen. Give them their space. Constant criticism and control, bye. Total toxic emotional immaturity. We're not here for that. And we're never going to prioritize the me over we. Like I said yesterday, it's not happy wife, happy life. It's happy spouse, happy house. We are setting a foundation, okay? We want to be the change that we want to see in the world. Shit has gone crazy. You know what you could do right now? You get your house in order. You get your relationships in order. You take massive responsibility for where you are, and you do something with that. you step into the full potential and power of who you can be, and you start with that self-love. Tune in my podcast episode tomorrow, 5 a.m. Eastern.